these are exported to Japan and can fetch in excess of $20,000 on the Japanese market. I'm just throwing that in as a little extra. And they make fantastic tuna sashimi. And that's my presentation about Eyre Peninsula.
Thank you very much, Paula.
Thanks.
John, do we have any questions that have come throughout the presentation?
I do have a couple. The first one is from Michael. Michael, are you on the line?
Yes.
You had a question about the Port Lincoln Hotel.
Yes, the rooms that we saw there, was that a standard room or was that something else?
What you would have seen there would have been one of the standard rooms. The actual format of the rooms are fairly consistent. Obviously, if you're getting one of the suites on the top floor, it's larger, but the general fittings and layout of all of the rooms are pretty much the same. So if you were looking for...
That looked like a very large room to begin with.
So that one probably would have been one of the suites, but the general decor and layout of your rooms, just in your standard rooms, would be very similar. So that would have probably been a suite on the top floor, and it would have been oceanside.
Thank you.
And I might just add to that, because I was able to stay in the suites last year. They are beautiful and roomy, as you saw in that image, but also the bathrooms and the attention to detail are fantastic as well. So they're great for the North American market. Okay, we've got another question from Melody. Snorkeling, diving with marine critters, wetsuits, yes or no?
Yes. Generally, you can the wetsuits can be supplied by the particular tour operator. That would apply across the board, whether it be the shark cage dive, swim with the sea lions, dolphins, or with the tuna.
Great, thanks, Paula. Have we got any other questions? If you have, I'm going to leave it open for another couple of minutes.
Can you talk a little bit?
Sorry,
a little bit more about the Salt Lake?
Sorry,
Can you talk a little bit more about the Salt Lake?
Certainly. Lake Gardner, it is located within the Gawler Ranges, and it is, obviously Jeff with Gawler Ranges Wilderness Safaris has good access to that. You do need a key to access it if you were just a self-drive visitor. It is, like I said, it's surrounded by red earth, and you've got this stark white lake, and then you've got this brilliant blue sky, and that just becomes part of Jeff's tour. But you can access it if you were an independent traveller. You can access it via a property called Mount Eyre Station.
Thank you.
I was at Mount Eyre recently in September of last year. We've had significant rain, and the wildflowers around the lake area was amazing. There were desert sturt peas and a myriad of other types of wildflowers. And when you look at the desert environment, to see these wildflowers, you have to be in awe of it, because you think, how can anything survive in such a stark environment?
Yeah, just further that, Paula, anyone who's been lucky enough to meet with Jeff Scholes, you would have probably seen his wonderful photo gallery. He's taken some remarkable shots over the years from the Gawler Ranges National Park. So if you do see Jeff, next time at Corroboree or AT or wherever it may be, ask him to have a look through some of those images, because they are absolutely stunning.
You're absolutely right. Jeff is an excellent operator. His attention to detail is amazing. He is very, very professional, and he always has a few little extra things up his sleeve, and I'll just share one of those. There is an ochre pit as part of his tour as well. He doesn't promote it a lot, he does mention it, but he takes you to that. He talks about the Aboriginal history, the significance of the ochre pit and other things like that. So Jeff has grown up in that area. That basically is his backyard. So he is very passionate, very committed, and he makes sure that that environment stays pristine.
Hi guys, this is Matt from Adelaide as well speaking. Just wanted to also add, I know you've been selling Kangaroo Island for many years now. You're very experienced in packaging up Kangaroo Island, which is John and Maite have been doing a great job promoting it. The Eyre Peninsula, what makes it so different and unique to Kangaroo Island, and a great reason to sell it, is it is only 20 minutes further by flight. So instead of just a cup of water, you're getting a tea and coffee on your flight. But when you get to the Eyre Peninsula, it's more about interacting with the wildlife and the experiences that Paula has highlighted. Whereas Kangaroo Island, as you'd know, is more about observation and sitting back and observing the wildlife and walking onto Seal Bay. So Eyre Peninsula really does offer that unique experience to be able to interact and have a social experience with the Australian wildlife, which does make it very unique and different to the experiences on offer there.
That's really true. I mean, in the Gawler Ranges, for example, there are 3 species of kangaroos. There is also a rock wallaby there, and Jeff knows where these animals are. There are emus, wedge-tailed eagles. He's familiar with that territory, so the wildlife experiences are the norm. They're not, perhaps we might, but you will definitely see the wildlife as part of Jeff's tour.
Fantastic.
And you don't have to be an experienced scuba diver to do the shark dive, or an experienced snorkeler or anything like that to do any of those water-based activities. You can be very new to it, and it's very simple and safe and easy to participate in, and definitely an experience you'll remember for the rest of your life when you eyeball a sea lion up close and actually have that sharing of the moment experience.
Just further to that, with the shark cage dive, the dive cage is only partially submerged, so any time if you feel that you need to come out of the water, you have that ability to do it. So from that point of view, people can feel quite relaxed. If you're a little bit nervous, 4 people go down in the cage at the one time. If you're feeling a little apprehensive, you'll be the last person to go down, which means that you can come out at any time. And that makes people feel much more relaxed in that whole experience.
Thanks, Paula. I've got time for one more question, and I think we might close it. Is the shark diving seasonal? This came from Marquetta.
No, they actually take people out 12 months of the year. There are times when they may not see a shark, but I was just speaking with the operator just the other day, and often at this time of the year there are fewer sharks, but that hasn't been the case at the moment. If a consumer does go out and there are no sharks sighted, I do understand that Calypso Star will offer a second charter at half price.
Okay. Thanks for that, Paula. I'd like to thank you again for taking the time to come out to Adelaide and present to everyone. I think the Eyre Peninsula is a remarkable area of Australia, and I'm sure a lot of the agents on the line have seen new experiences and also new accommodation options. And I think one of the key things with these sessions was to assist everyone in actually packaging some of these things that they've heard, like the shark cage diving or swimming with sea lions, into an actual package, because it is an emerging area. And one other thing I'd point out is with Qantas Link and Rex flying into Port Lincoln, it does make it very, very easy and accessible, which we know for the North American market is always a huge thing, huge importance. So if you do have any more questions, please feel free to send them through. What I'm going to be doing is sending Paula all your details, and then she'll, I'm sure, send round the presentation in case you want to use some of those images or you want a bit of a refresh on some of those properties. The other thing that we will be doing is posting these sessions online. This might not be for a little while, but we're hoping to record these sessions and then post them probably using YouTube again this year as we did last year. So thanks once again for joining us. The next session is going to be on the 8th